like and subscribe right now. What's up, guys? Transformers Corner here. Today we will be reviewing Age of the Primes, G2 Universe, Grimlock. Let's get started. Taking a look at the box, we will have the figure on the inside and the wheelie, the mold that nobody likes. We will have branding, closer picture or art of the figure. And then on this side, we will be having better art with some more branding. On the back, we'll be having him in his alt mode and his robot mode. Last side, we'll have some of the primes. Taking them out of the box, I have to say the color on this Grimlock is amazing. The camera doesn't really show it that well, but the blue is incredibly vibrant throughout the whole figure. Every aspect of this thing is beautiful. As we see right here, it says Autobot. That wasn't on the original copy. That's pretty cool. And on the back, I love this transparent piece. That's really nice. One issue with the original is people didn't like this gray chest piece because it wasn't G1 accurate. It wasn't supposed to be there, but I don't think it looks that bad. It looks very, obviously Grimlock was a very solid figure. It seems like my arm is a little bit on the looser side right here. The arm is a little bit. That's fine. I don't really mind it. But the head sculpt is pretty good. But yeah, that transparent piece, I love it. Then after that, stand him up. We have obviously Wheelie, which is the mold nobody likes. But honestly, the orange is very vibrant. I love the colors on this Wheelie, which makes me prefer it over the other copy. Now, nobody likes this mold, just to obviously point that out. I think it was just because it wasn't transformable and it was just like a brick, like it doesn't do nothing. And then we have his gun, which is a nice black gun. Details are pretty good. But yeah, next we will get into some comparisons. First figure we will be looking at is the obvious Studio Series Grimlock. Now let me get these two into frame because their wings are pretty big. As we could tell, they are pretty much, well, obviously they're identical. They're the same mold. But I have to say the blue looks so good compared to like the normal gray. The blue looks a billion times better. As we see, it's different. Obviously, as I said, Autobot logo there, nothing there. The back, this is just a normal gold piece, and this transparent blue. Some of the colors, anyways, as we could tell, the head sculpts are different. This one's a bright, beautiful red, and this one's a more metallic, I think it is blue. It's pretty nice. Next off, we will be looking at or comparing Optimus Prime. As you see, Optimus Prime looks pretty good. A little bit smaller, obviously, because in the cartoon these were giants. But yeah, looks pretty good. These smokestacks are pretty annoying. Other than that, yeah, looks pretty good. Last we will be looking at is 86 Bumblebee, which is like the size of his legs, which is pretty funny. It looks pretty good. He does look very small though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Bonus comparison. Here is the G2 Universe wheelie, and here is the Studio Series wheelie. Now, as you can tell, colors are completely different on these guys. The guns, I think, this one's more of a lighter. This one's darker, as you can tell. The colors on this one just don't really look that good. This one looks better only because of the colors, not because of the mold. Just because of the colors. That's about it. That's all I have to say about these. sticks, I guess bricks. Next we will be looking at the transformation. Alright, now let's transform Mr. Grimlock. Now obviously I remember when I first got the original mold. I remember I found it at a Walmart not far from me. And I remember I was never able to find it again. And have you seen how much it goes for online? Man, that's crazy. But other than my gossip, if you're paying attention, you just bring the head down, or you pop this chest piece out. You push the head down, and then you bring this from the back up. And then you just kind of move this for here. Fold the legs out, and then push them in so they fit smoothly. And then these you just pop out. And then all you're going to do is just flip it until it clicks. And then you can tab them in. There it goes. And then you will bring the tail out, the end of the tail, and then bend it to where it fits or clears the little gap. And then technically you don't do this right now, you're supposed to do it beforehand, but I think that's it. It's not really tabbing in that well, as you can tell, but what can I do? Let me try one more time. That's the best I could get it. Anyways, you're going to bring the chest piece down. So then it clicks in a little bit. That's in. And then you're going to bring these up like that. And then they're falling. So like that. Tab in. Fix the head. Boom, boom. Actually, I completely forgot to do this in the beginning. But yeah, these are tight. That one's already like that, but fix the legs a little bit. That's there it is. Now we will be looking at a deeper look at the alt mode. Taking a look at the alt mode of G2 Grimlock, I have to say these colors are beautiful. I mean, even in its alt mode, the colors shine even more, especially the transparent piece where it shows like the inside. I think I see not really gears, but it's just pretty cool, honestly. I really love this. As you can see, the blue, beautiful throughout the whole thing. The gold too, and the little Autobot insignia right there. It's like just beautiful. No complaints, honestly. Oh no, I just realized there's a huge complaint. I just realized on the back of my heel, there's just a huge streak. It's not a scratch. It's like paint, silver, I think it is. Yeah, or it might be gold. I don't know, but it's not good. Oh my god, I didn't even notice this either. Holy crap. That's pretty bad. But other than that, let's get into a quick brief review of the articulation. Now the head is on a swivel, so you could just 360. Head can look up, well, without popping out, up that far, down that far. The mouth will be able to open that wide. Arms are on like a thick ball joint, so 360. Arms go up that far, down that far. I don't know who's posing it like this, but you could do it. Arms, well, technically the legs now. If we move these, obviously easy 360. Now with this Grimlock, I actually didn't, believe it or not, when I first bought this, I didn't even know it had this joint that formed it into a robot mouse, so you can have it like that. I didn't even know I had that. Mind you, I owned the figure for like, I think like 2-3 years now, and I barely figured that out. That's an option, and then you can also do it like this, but it's not, you don't really have to. And then feet, well, you don't have to do this, but they go out that far, and in that far, they go out that far, 90. That's pretty much about it. Now we'll be looking at a brief comparison to his original counterpart. Um, Grimlock, Studio Series, the first one. As I can say, I have to be honest, aesthetic wise, this one wins by a mile. The gold is incredible. Even the transparent just shines like crazy. Now this one obviously is not supposed to be like this one because this one's based off of the cartoon. This one's pretty good as well, but I have to say, aesthetic wise, this one knocks it out of the park. It's just beautiful. Um, Next we will be taking a look at the articulation in the robot mode because I was just dumb enough and I forgot to film it. So yeah, getting into the articulation. First, obviously, the head will be on a ball joint. You'll be able to look barely anything. Be able to look up that far, down decently. But if you use the joint, you can make it look down a little further. You don't have to. These are on like a two joints, so they could go in and out that far. Could go up that far, down that far. If we move this, arms can go out that far. There's a little bit of detail, which is really nice in there. They will be able to go 360 if you move it a little bit, 360 easily. Hands, this is a very tight figure. A little bit more than 90, and then this one is only for the alt mode. You do it like this. You can have something cursed like this if you really want to. That's pretty cool how they did that. Next will be oh, we completely forgot about the bicep swivel, which is 360. The color, these are actually two different blues, I can tell. And this one's more like a, I don't know, it looks dirty, like it looks like there's a bunch of like mini scratches, and then this one's super colorful. I don't like that at all. But other than that, that's a big issue. But wrists can go 360. Legs are on. This one's just, there's no ratchet. There's supposed to be a ratchet. I'm not feeling like a single ratchet. As if we pull out the original Grimlock, which I have transformed at the moment. Can't even Alright, let me transform this one back real quick and then I'll show you. It's now transformed into robot mode, but as we can tell with his, there's a slight ratchet. I don't know if you can hear it. Let me try and put it to the mic, but that's the ratchet, right? And then if we grab G2 Grimlock, here's both legs. Nothing's there, which is pretty disappointing how they didn't include it, unless mine got hit with QC issues, because, you know, as you could tell, the back of my leg did. And one of the tails was very, just scuffed up with red for some reason. But other than that, we will have a very tight waist swivel. Legs will be able to go out that far, which is way more than 90. He has a big, what was beautiful about the Dinobots was their huge just legs. Like, this is like just the sturdiest figure ever. They'll be able to bend about 90, go out. There is thigh, well, upper thigh rotation, and then pivot will be, love this, fills a gap filler. But obviously we will have the pivot, which is 90, really nice. Next we will be looking, well, the final over review. I forgot to mention, this is the final mention, I swear. But what you could do with him is mount wheelie right here, where his arm port was, and now you can have him posted up right here and just have him pose. And then the weapon storage, which is very beautiful weapon storage, it just sits back here. And then if you don't want it back here, you just take it off. And then if you want him to use it as like a weapon, you just, right here, the 5mm port, you plug it in. Now he is ready for battle. Now we will be going on to the over review. It is officially the end of the video. Please let me know in the comments down below, is this something you're considering picking up, or is this something you're avoiding? Please let me know your thoughts on this video. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Peace.